So today I'm going to be working on building a garden area. I've got a couple trees I've got to fall down. I've already fallen probably 20 or so. They're all a little bit smaller, but I've got 4 big dogs that I've got to fall. So I'm going to get some videos of that, and then I'll show you our garden layout that we're going to do. We're going to have an orchard, a berry patch like blueberries and raspberries and whatnot, and then a raised bed section. And it's going to be pretty big, so we might have some room for some flowers for bouquets and maybe a little patio seating area in there as well. So yeah, I'm going to get some stuff ready and set the cameras up and get a little footage of today's action. Okay, so our garden's going to kind of be in our front yard since all of our goats and chickens and stuff are in the back. So this area will kind of be the orchard. And then it'll kind of be an L-shaped. I've got to cut down that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I have 4 trees to cut down today. I cut down this big dog last night and fell it that way. What's crazy is these trees are only 40 years old. I counted the rings. The neighbor on that side of our property said that she used to be able to see the road all the way over there. So all these trees are no more than 40 years old, because she's been here since the 70s and said it used to all just be farm field. So that's pretty cool. You can really see the sap flowing out of these nice pine trees. I think these are Scots pine or lodgepole. I think they're Scots pine. I think I looked it up once. They're not a super good wood for much of anything. They're kind of really soft wood, but I've milled up a bunch of it. I'm going to use all these for posts. So it'll kind of be an L shape like this. Right through here will be the inside of the L, and then our main gate will be about where that bucket is. But yes, we got this tree here. I'm gonna get the saw fired up. I'm running a Sachs Dalmar 116. Got this thing on a trade deal. It's pretty old. I think it's from the 90s. It's a, what is it, 60cc engine, made in Germany. Pretty nice. I've got another one that's a 95cc. It's a Sachs Dalmar also. Makita actually bought them out. It's not Makita makes them, but made in Germany. They're really good quality saws. I really like it. And this setup, I think this is a 20 or 22 inch bar. I can't remember. Yeah, it doesn't say. But it's a little shorter. It can probably do a little bit bigger bar, but it makes it real spunky. Just flies through the wood. I'll get some videos of that. It really, oops, I'll trip on that. So yeah, I've just been using the skid steer. I do my face cut, starting my back cut, give it a little push, just so it don't fall on the house. Yeah, so this one we're gonna fall right across the road right there. It's got a nice window. If I fall it over here anywhere, it really just bangs up all these little trees, but I want to thin out a lot of these little trees eventually and just kind of leave the nice big healthy ones. There's just a bunch of little, like that one right there, just like a little string bean. They're not much good for anything, but so right now it's about 9:45. We got decent sun, so yeah, if I took out some of those little ones, it'll definitely allow a little bit more sunlight in here. But yeah, let's get this thing going. Okay, so first thing, I always do my face cut first, and on these saws they have these 2 little tick marks. Some of them have a line, and that's how you aim. So you do your first cut in horizontal, parallel to the ground, and you angle it like that right to where you want it, and then I'll come in with my face cut and match those 2 points. Try not to cut in any farther, and then I'll push a little tension on the skiddy and work my back cut. And on this tree I'll want to leave about a 2-inch hinge on my back cut, because if you go any more it could fall backwards. So we're going to fire this thing up cold. just like that. So the big thing I found with trees is on your face cut, you don't want to go past the center, the center ring, because then it'll have leverage to be able to fall back. So I always go about a 1/3 of the way in. Then you take the diameter of the tree and you want about a 10% hinge. So this one's about 16, so 1.5 inch hinge, which I have about a 2-inch hinge here, so it was a little hard to push. But sometimes I like to be safe and try not to go as thin as possible. Or you can use wedges on the back, or if they're a back leaner, I'll use a winch and pull them over with the strap. But wedges are always a good idea too. So I'll reposition the camera here and do a little time lapse of cutting all the limbs up, cutting the stump down, bucking up some logs. It's gonna be good. Booyah!
Chickens in a yard full of hogs. Spent the summertime cutting up logs for the winter.
Right, guys, we have our 1955 Massey Ferguson MF65 with the Model 200 loader on it. It's been in my family for 30 years now. Remember, it used to be my dad's. There's some pictures of me with it when I was a little kid. When I got this a couple years ago, my dad gave it to me. I just rebuilt the carburetor on it and put new point system, spark plugs, got all that stuff, and got it up and going. So we're going to do a little work in the garden area, raking out the dirt that I'm going to be putting in, and then I'm going to see, I got a rotavator, like a rototiller for the back, and I'm going to see if we can get that on, and if it works, then we can rototill the areas that we're going to be planting in. So yeah, it's a sweet old tractor. Wish you guys could smell what it smells like, just varnished, rusty gas, but thing runs awesome. So yeah, let's do some little videos here. Let's see if it starts. Yeah, everything seems to be going pretty good on it. I ran this a couple years ago and then I let it set, and so you have to clean the carb out every time it sits for a while, but it seems to be working pretty good. I think I have to dial in the carburetor just a little bit. These Marvel Schiebler carburetors are made out of cast iron, and the floats in there kind of get stuck sometimes, so it'll starve it from fuel, or it'll stick in the open position and flood it. So I might have to fine tune that a little bit. I think I've got this is your main jet adjustment screw, and then your idle adjustment screw right there. So just a little fine tuning on that, and it should be fine, but it seems to work pretty good. I need to get a battery charger on it. Battery's pretty much dead, but yeah, I got these few loads of dirt. I'm gonna try to fill this low area. So right where I'm standing is gonna be the bushes, like blueberries and raspberry type stuff. Over here will be the orchard type area, in-ground plants like potatoes and corn and pumpkin. And then we're gonna do a seating area out here, kind of like a centralized patio type thing. And then the planter beds will be up here. So it'll kind of be L-shaped. This will be the inside corner of the L up to there. I measured it's about 5,400 square foot. So definitely opened it up a lot in here with all these trees down. So I just got to take quite a few more down in here. Like there's a couple dead ones. A lot of these little straggly trees. I'll leave the nice big healthy ones. That'll let a little bit more morning sun in. And then this area, I'm gonna limb up all these trees, get pretty good sun through here, and then limb up those trees for the afternoon sun, and that'll help a lot more light get in. And then behind our house, the thick area back there, I've still got to thin out all those trees to kind of give us some more light in there as well. But yeah, I'm super stoked to get this tractor going. I'm gonna finish grading this out, and then I'm gonna see if I can get the brush hog hooked up. My neighbor needs his field mowed, so we're gonna see if we can get this girl working again. But yeah, I'm super stoked that it's running good now. I'm gonna conclude that video here. Gotta add a couple more loads of soil to fill in our low areas, thin out a couple more trees, but we'll get that on the next one. And then hopefully we can get to planting before the year ends, and then by next year we should have everything ready to go full garden mode. Thanks for watching, guys.